If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. I have said this sentence many times. People put it on t-shirts, they put it on coffee mugs, but I do not think they actually understand the physics of what I am saying. This is not a motivational quote. This is a mathematical warning. Welcome to the most dangerous trap in the modern world. We call it the employee trap. My name is John Austin, and I have spent my entire career as an economist studying how wealth is built and destroyed. Most of you watching this video are currently selling the only asset you cannot get back. You are selling your time. You wake up, you drive to a building, you sit there for 8 or 10 hours, and in exchange, someone gives you a certificate of value called a paycheck. You think this is normal. You think this is how the world works. But in the world of the ultra-wealthy, in the world of the top 1%, this behavior is considered insanity. Why? Because time is a finite inventory. Imagine you owned a store, but you only had 24 items on the shelf every day. Once you sell those 24 items, you cannot sell any more. No matter how high the demand is, no matter how hard you work, your income is capped by your inventory. That is your life as an employee. You have a ceiling. You can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer, you can charge $1,000 an hour, but you are still just a high-paid laborer. If you stop working, the money stops flowing. The machine turns off the moment you stop moving. You start dying financially. This is not an accident. This is by design. Where this mindset comes from. Let us look at where this mindset comes from. It comes from the industrial conveyor belt we call the education system. Think about your school years. What were you actually trained to do? You were trained to sit still for 8 hours. You were trained to memorize instructions. You were trained to raise your hand to ask for permission to speak, or even to go to the bathroom. You were trained to fear failure. And above all, you were trained to complete tasks given to you by a superior authority. These are not the skills of an owner. These are the skills of a compliant worker. The school system was designed in an era built to produce soldiers and factory workers. It was never designed to produce capitalists. It does not teach you how to read a balance sheet. It does not teach you how to identify a competitive advantage. It does not teach you how to leverage debt or how to build a system that works without you. It teaches you one thing: how to be a specialized part in a machine that someone else owns. And when you graduate, you are handed the ultimate leash. It is called the salary. A colleague of mine, a financial philosopher named Gregory Holt, once said that the 3 most harmful addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and a monthly salary. He was right. A salary is a drug. It is a steady drip of morphine that numbs your ambition. It gives you the illusion of safety. You know exactly how much is coming in on the 15th of the month. This predictability feels good, it feels safe, but it destroys your ability to hunt in the wild. A wolf does not know when its next meal is coming, so it stays sharp. It stays hungry. It learns to read the environment. A dog in a cage knows exactly when the bowl will be filled, so it sleeps. It gets fat. It loses its instincts. Most people are domesticated dogs living in a cage made of gold. They have traded their freedom for a bowl of food. But here's the problem with the cage. The owner of the cage can stop feeding you at any moment. We see this in every recession. We see this when technology changes. The loyal employee who sold his time for 30 years is suddenly let go. He is 55 years old. He has no assets. He has no systems. All he has is a resume that says he is good at following orders. And now nobody wants to give him more orders. This is the tragedy of selling time. It works until it does not. And when it stops working, the fall is catastrophic. If you are nodding right now because this story sounds familiar, I want you to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment below telling me, has this happened to someone you know? Part 2. The Mathematics of Wealth. So today, we are going to break this programming. We are going to uninstall the employee operating system from your brain. We are going to look at the mathematics of wealth. We are going to look at why tax laws are written to punish workers and reward owners. And we are going to talk about how to decouple your time from your money. You do not need to quit your job tomorrow. That would be foolish. But you need to quit the mindset today. You need to stop viewing yourself as a worker who gets paid to do a job. And you need to start viewing yourself as a business that is currently selling its services to a single customer. The difference sounds small, but the difference is everything. One path leads to a lifetime of anxiety and a retirement of poverty. The other path leads to true independence. Most people think the game is rigged. They are right, but they do not understand how it is rigged. They think it is rigged by corruption. No, it is rigged by math. Lesson 1. The tax penalty. If you look at the tax code of any major country, you will see a clear message. The government wants you to be an investor. It does not want you to be a worker. How do I know this? Because of the tax rates. If you go to work and earn a salary, you pay the highest tax rate possible. You pay income tax. You pay payroll tax. You pay Social Security contributions. Before that money even hits your bank account, the government takes 30 or 40%. Now look at the investor side. Money made through capital gains and dividends is taxed at a much lower rate, sometimes half of what a worker pays. I have said in my lectures that my assistant pays a higher tax rate than some investors do. People got angry when I said that. They thought I was bragging. I was not bragging. I was confessing. I was telling you the rules of the game. If you sell your time, you are penalized. If you risk your capital, you are subsidized. Why? Because the system needs capital to grow. It needs factories. It needs innovation. It does not need more people just sitting at a desk, safe and sound. So if you want to keep more of what you earn, you must stop earning salary and start earning equity. Lesson 2. The inflation. League. This is the silent killer of the working class. When the government prints money, prices go up. We know this, but here's the secret. Prices do not go up for everyone at the same time. Asset prices go up first. The stock market booms. Real estate booms. The rich get richer immediately. Then consumer prices go up. Bread gets expensive. Gas gets expensive. Do you know what goes up last? Your wages. Wages are what economists call sticky. Your boss does not wake up and say, "Oh, inflation is up 8%. Let me give everyone a raise today." No. He waits. He waits a year, maybe 2. By the time you get that 3% raise, you have already lost 10% of your purchasing power. You are running a race where the finish line is moving away from you faster than you can run. As long as you are selling time, you are always on the losing side of the inflation equation. Owners are on the winning side because they own the assets that are repricing upwards. Lesson 3. Linear versus exponential. This is the final nail in the coffin. Selling time is linear math. 1 hour equals 1 unit of pay. 10 hours equals 10 units of pay. If you want to make twice as much money, you have to work twice as long. But there is a hard physical limit. You cannot work 25 hours a day. This means your income has a cap. It is mathematically impossible for you to get rich selling time because you run out of time to sell. Wealth is exponential. When I invest in a company, I do not need to be there for it to grow. Coca-Cola sells billions of cans a day whether I get out of bed or not. Apple sells devices in every country on earth while I am sitting at home reading. That is exponential growth. My income is not tied to my effort. It is tied to the efficiency of the system I own. If you are a doctor, you are smart, but you are linear. If your hands stop moving, your income hits 0. If you build a medical software company, you are exponential. You can be on a beach and the software is still serving patients. You have to move from linear to exponential. You have to move from selling hours to owning outcomes. If you do not make this shift, you will always be one bad health diagnosis away from poverty. If this lesson made something click for you, follow this channel right now. And drop a comment below. Are you currently living in a linear or an exponential income model? Part 3. The psychology of the paycheck. Now that we have proven that selling your time is mathematically a losing game, we have to ask a difficult question. Why do 99% of people still do it? Why do smart people, people with degrees from top universities, fight tooth and nail to get a job that pays them for their time? The answer is not logic. The answer is biology. Lesson 4. The addiction of the paycheck. Gregory Holt was not joking when he said the 3 most harmful addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and a monthly salary. Let us look at how a salary works on your brain. Human beings are wired to seek patterns and safety. The unknown terrifies us. When you get a paycheck every 2 weeks, it triggers a dopamine release. It tells your brain, you are safe, you have food, you do not need to hunt. Over time, this creates a dependency. You start to organize your entire life around that drip. You buy a house that requires that drip. You buy a car that requires that drip. You become terrified of the silence between checks. This is exactly how drug addiction works. The dealer gives you just enough to keep you coming back, but never enough to set you free. If I gave you $5 million today, you would quit your job tomorrow. That proves that you do not love the job. You are just addicted to the drip. The price of this addiction is your dreams. I have seen brilliant people who could have built empires, but they took a high-paying job at a law firm or a bank. They got hooked on the lifestyle. And 20 years later, they are just tired employees with expensive habits. They traded their potential for certainty. Lesson 5. The busy badge of honor. This is the second psychological trap. In the corporate world, if you ask someone how they are, they say, "Oh, I am so busy, I am completely swamped." They say this with pride. They wear their exhaustion like a medal. In my world, being busy is not a sign of success. It is a sign of a lack of focus. It is a sign of mental laziness. If you look at my calendar on certain days, you would see blocks of time with nothing scheduled. If you looked at the calendar of great investors like Martin Caldwell, you would have thought he was retired. We are not busy. We are thinking. The employee mindset tells you that activity equals productivity. If you are sweating, you must be working. The owner mindset knows that thinking equals value. If you spend all day chopping wood, you're too busy to design a chainsaw. Most employees use busyness as a shield. They fill their calendars with meetings and emails so they do not have to face the hard, scary work of thinking about their future. They are running on a hamster wheel. They are sweating. They are tired, but they are not going anywhere. You have to stop being proud of how hard you work and start being obsessed with how smart you work. Lesson 6. The social validation trap. This is the final chain that holds you down. Corporations are geniuses at manipulation. They know they cannot pay you what you are truly worth, or they would go broke. So they pay you in something else. They pay you in status. They give you a title. Vice President, Director, Senior Manager. These titles cost the company nothing, but they mean everything to your ego. You put that title on your profile. You give that business card to your friends. It makes you feel important. It makes you feel like you are somebody. But here is the brutal truth. That title is not an asset. It is a liability. It is a golden handcuff. I have seen people refuse to leave a job where they were miserable, simply because they did not want to lose the title of vice president. They valued the applause of the crowd more than their own financial freedom. When I left my position at a major financial institution years ago, people thought I was crazy. I was walking away from prestige. I was walking away from the spotlight of Wall Street. But I did not care about the outer scorecard. I cared about the inner scorecard. I knew that if I wanted to build real wealth, I needed to step out of the spotlight and focus on compounding. You have to be willing to look like a nobody for a few years so you can live like a king for the rest of your life. You have to be willing to give up the title, give up the busy badge, and give up the steady drip of the salary. It is scary, I know. Your brain will scream at you. Your friends will question you. But remember, the wolf on the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. But the wolf in the cage is not hungry at all. He is just waiting for the slaughter. Part 4. The Owner's Operating System. We are now going to install the software that makes the rich get richer. You do not need to be a genius to run this software. You just need to understand 3 core principles. Lesson 7. The Art of Equity. If you take nothing else from this video, take this. You will never get rich renting out your time. You must own a piece of a business. This is called equity. When I was building my career as an economist and investor, I realized that if I worked for a salary, my money stopped when I stopped. But if I owned a stock, that stock was working for me 24 hours a day. Think of every dollar in your pocket as a soldier. You can send that soldier to the bar to buy a drink and he dies. He's gone forever. Or you can recruit him into your army. You can invest him, and now he goes out and captures more dollars for you. And those new dollars capture even more dollars. Soon you have an army of thousands of soldiers working for you while you sleep. Most people kill their soldiers. They spend them on liabilities. The owner mindset is different. The owner takes every spare dollar and buys freedom. You do not need to start a company to have equity. The stock market is the greatest wealth creation machine in history because it allows you to buy a piece of other people's brilliance. I did not build Coca-Cola. I just bought the equity. And now, every time someone opens a can, value is being generated. Lesson 8. Leverage without permission. For thousands of years, if you wanted to get rich, you needed leverage. There were only 2 kinds of leverage: labor and capital. To use labor leverage, you needed to hire people. That is hard. People are expensive and difficult to manage. To use capital leverage, you needed to borrow money. That is risky. If you are wrong, you go bankrupt. But today, we live in a miracle age. There is a third kind of leverage. We call it zero marginal cost leverage. This includes code and media. If you write a piece of software, it costs you time to write it once, but then you can sell it 1,000,000 times. The cost of replicating it is 0. If you make a video like this one, it takes effort to make it once, but then it can be watched by 10 million people. It works for you while you are sleeping. It works for you while you are on vacation. This is the new oil. You do not need anyone's permission to use this leverage. You do not need a bank loan. You do not need a boss. You just need a laptop and a brain. If you are still selling your time 1 hour at a time, you are fighting a modern war with outdated weapons. You must build things that can be duplicated without your involvement. Follow this channel if you want to keep learning how the wealthy really think. And leave a comment telling me, what kind of leverage are you already using in your life? Lesson 9. Thinking in Systems. The final piece of the owner's operating system is how you look at problems. An employee looks at a problem and says, I need to solve this. An owner looks at a problem and says, I need to build a system that solves this. Look at McDonald's. Is their burger the best in the world? No. But their system is the best in the world. They built a system so robust that any teenager can run it. They removed the need for extraordinary talent. You need to apply this same logic to your life. If you are a freelancer and you are doing everything yourself, you do not have a business. You have a job with a bad boss. You need to document what you do. You need to automate what you do. And eventually, you need to outsource what you do. Your goal is to make yourself useless to the daily operations of your income stream. If the business depends on you, it is not an asset. It is a liability. I have businesses I have not visited in years. They generate income. They do not send me problems. That is a system. So stop trying to be the smartest person in the room. Stop trying to work the hardest. Start building an army of dollars. Start using code and media leverage, and start building systems that can run without you. Part 5. the escape velocity. Now you might be thinking, John, this sounds great, but I still have bills to pay. I cannot just quit my job. You are right. You need an exit strategy. You do not burn the bridge while you are still standing on it. Lesson 10. The Saturday Morning CEO. Most people try to escape the employee trap by quitting their job in a fit of rage. They shout at their boss, they walk out, "This is stupid, this is emotional." Capitalists are not emotional. We are calculated. You need to keep your job. Your job is your first investor. It provides the cash flow that funds your escape, but you need to change how you spend your time off. Most employees spend their weekends recovering from their week. They drink, they watch sports, they recharge their batteries just so they can be exploited again on Monday. The owner spends their weekends building their exit. You are the CEO of your life from Friday night to Monday morning. That is your real job. During those hours, you build the side business. You research the stocks. You write the code. You create the content. You do this until your part-time income exceeds your full-time expenses. This is called escape velocity. Once you hit this number, your boss no longer owns you. You walk into the office with a different energy. You are not there because you have to be. You are there because you choose to be. And let me tell you, there is no feeling in the world better than knowing you can walk away at any moment. Lesson 11. The Promotion Trap. This is the final test. Just as you are starting to build your escape, the system will try to pull you back in. Your boss will offer you a promotion. More money, a bigger office, a fancier title. You must be ruthless. You must say no. A promotion is usually a trap. It demands more of your mental energy. It demands more of your time. It tightens the golden handcuffs. They are paying you a little bit more to stop you from becoming free. I have seen people destroy their lives chasing the next rung on the corporate ladder. They climb and climb, only to realize the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. Do not be afraid to be a mediocre employee so you can be an exceptional owner. Give the company what they pay for, but give your best energy to yourself. We have talked about money. We have talked about math. But ultimately, this is about regret. I want you to imagine you are 90 years old. You are sitting in a rocking chair on your porch. You can no longer work. You can no longer build. You look back at your life. What will you regret more? Will you regret that you did not get that promotion to senior vice president? Will you regret that you did not buy a slightly nicer car in your 30s? Or will you regret that you spent 40 years building someone else's dream while yours gathered dust? Will you regret that you sold your limited time on this earth for a paycheck that is long gone? Time is the only thing you cannot buy back. I have studied wealth my entire career, but no amount of money can buy yesterday. You have today. You have right now. You can choose to keep selling your time. You can choose to stay on the conveyor belt. Or you can choose to stop. You can choose to think. You can choose to build. The door to the cage is open. It has always been open. You just have to be brave enough to walk out. If this video helped you see your situation differently, subscribe to this channel right now. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And leave a comment below telling me, what is the one thing you are going to change starting this weekend? That is all. Thanks for watching.